The Russian Defense Ministry has announced preparations for the handover of heavy weapons from the Wagner private military company to units of the National Armed Forces. A brief statement posted by the ministry on social media on Tuesday confirmed the plan but offered no further details on the arms transfer. The Wagner Group currently has many of the same weapons as regular troops, including tanks, anti-aircraft systems and attack aircraft. Some of them were used by the contractors during their short-lived mutiny last weekend. Last Friday, Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin accused senior Russian military figures of treason and sent his troops towards major cities in Russia, including the capital, with the stated goal of having the officials removed from service. The mutiny ended the following day, when the businessman accepted a Belarus-mediated deal with Moscow, including immunity from prosecution for him and Wagner personnel. The insurrection was not bloodless, as Wagner soldiers shot down several Russian military aircraft, while their convoy rolled down the M4 highway. Details on those losses remain murky, but President Vladimir Putin acknowledged the deaths of military pilots during his address to the nation on Monday. There have been unconfirmed claims that Prigozhin has offered to pay compensation to families of the slain service members. Putin has offered Wagner troops the choice of joining the Russian military or law enforcement agencies, retiring from active duty, or following Prigozhin to Belarus, which has agreed to host them. The Wagner Group is a notorious private military company from Russia. The insights about their whereabouts and origins are not available. According to the various reports, the Wagner Group is officially described as a private military company capable of deploying thousands of private military contractors in combat zones. The Wagner Group was a relatively unknown company in private military contractors. They appeared on the public scene in 2014 after they supported pro-Russian rebels in Ukraine's armed conflict. That was an introduction to Russia's annexation of Crimea, where they played a significant role. Since then, more information started surfacing. Now, they are described as a kind of unofficial, pro-Russian military force. Their operators were located in Syria, Libya, Venezuela, Sudan, and the Central African Republic. All these countries have a common element. They are places where Russia and its President Putin have interests. Western experts correlated to the security topics consider it clear that they are aligned with the actions of Vladimir Putin's government. While the Wagner Group is not the only Russian-born private military company with these characteristics, it is best known. Wagner finds precedence for his model in the Balkan War and the Russian volunteers who fought in the Spanish Civil War in the 1930s. According to the reports, the founder of the Wagner Group is reported to be Dmitry Valerievich Utkin, a former lieutenant colonel and brigade commander of a Special Forces, Spetsnaz Group, unit, the 700th Independent Spetsnaz Detachment of the 2nd Independent Brigade, of Russia's main intelligence directorate, GRU. The company's name comes from Utkin's call sign, Wagner. The operators working under Wagner Group are mostly Russian ex-Special Forces operators, Spetsnaz. They have set up their barracks in Molkin, Krasnodar Krai. Since their foundation, they had no permanent name or legal address in the first years. They were operating fully in shadows. Today, the situation is quite different. Today, They are registered as a company in Argentina, and they also have offices in St. Petersburg and Hong Kong. Their military deployment capacity fluctuates between hundreds and thousands in combat zones. In 2014 were no more than 100 operators. Since then, they have grown up in numbers. In early 2016, Wagner Group had a membership of 1,000, which later rose to 5,000 by August 2017, and 6,000 by December 2017. Today, Russian private military contractors, including the Wagner Group, are worldwide guns for hire. They are usually deployed in war zones to carry out more specific actions such as providing security or targeted attacks. Wagner's staff has operated on the front lines of Russia's recent wars in Ukraine and Syria. Sometimes they have fought alongside the official Russian army, sometimes independently. Wagner operators have also been in Libya and have had a more traditional training and security role in Sudan and the Central African Republic. They were allegedly deployed to Venezuela in 2019 in support of Nicolas Maduro. There are reported deaths of Wagner operators in Mozambique. The Wagner Group was reported to have been involved in the armed conflict in Libya, but things didn't go smoothly as the battles against the so-called Islamic State in Syria. Wagner Group's performance in Libya has been much less successful, as Russia finally had to redeploy some of its air power from Syria to reinforce its position in the region. According to the Times, more than 400 Wagner operators are sent to Ukraine in the last days of February 2022 on a mission to infiltrate the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv. Their objective is allegedly to find and kill Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and his government and prepare the ground for Moscow to take control.